Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 64 of Impact Makers. So, Dustin, what should we talk about today?
Why don't you first turn on your video?
Oh, I was gone last week. My camera doesn't seem to be working right. Let me mess around with it. Hang on. Oh, I came in with the camera off, I guess. Yep, there I am. So, should we talk about meetings that people don't turn their cameras on? Is that what we should talk about today, Dustin?
Let's do it. It's an epidemic.
So, we do a fair amount of virtual meetings, right, Dustin? And a lot of times it happens more in our trainings than it does in our project sessions, but it happens a little bit in both. And we're still surprised in the post-COVID world, where we have more remote meetings. People come into these meetings with their cameras off. So, Dustin, why don't you talk through a couple of strategies that you've used to kind of change that, you know, get people to turn their cameras on, number one, and two, kind of back it up with why it's so important to have your camera on.
Yep. And just to clarify, we still do quite a bit of on-site and travel and that type of thing. But even when we're on-site, firms have gotten to be so remote in terms of having people all over the place that there's oftentimes joining in either our workshops or our project sessions via video. So whether we're all video or in virtual, or if we're together, and we have a few that are remote, just a trend that we have noticed is that it seems like more and more people are just it's become acceptable to join meetings and not have your camera on. And I don't think that's, and I don't think you do either. We don't think it's a good thing going forward, to get into that habit. And so I'm oftentimes, I like to joke, but I'm that mean facilitator that makes everyone turn on their at the beginning, makes everyone turn on their cameras, come off mute. We do introductions, and I make them participate in the sessions as well. The days of just being able to sit back with your camera off, you know, doing email or not paying attention, multitasking, whatever it is you're doing, that that's not good long term, either for individual development or for the firm. There's no value in that to the firm.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, so really what we're saying is if you're leading the meeting and before the start, ask everybody to turn their cameras on. It is very rare that when we do that, the cameras don't all come on. So I think it goes along with, setting the meeting expectation, you know, put the cameras on. And then if you're new to a firm or you've been in a firm for a long time, you want to stand out in the crowd, always have your camera on.
It's it's becoming actually it's becoming easier to differentiate yourself and rise to a if you're a go-getter, rise to a higher level more quickly, because not that many people want to be engaged.
Yep.
And so turning your camera on, participating in the sessions, answer questions, ask questions, it's pretty easy, honestly. You do those things, you're setting yourself up for success, because so many are not doing that.
Yeah.
And I want to
So,
clarify one more
yep,
thing
go
too.
go for it. Yep.
Obviously, if you're at it's an 8 o'clock meeting, you're at drop off line at school, or it's 4:30 and you're driving to soccer practice or something like that. Obviously, that those are exceptions. But when you're in your workday and in your office at your cube, in your home office, whatever it might be, turn that video on.
Yeah. So let us know what you think about, video on, video off. We're big proponents for turning the video on, unless, like Dustin said, there's an exception. So let us know what you think.